Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box of the Technical Trader. Thursday night, March the 22nd. These are the charts of the day. We're going to talk about longs and shorts today, starting with the long side and stocks that had significant moves. CVG, as you can see, the declining top line of the last 6 weeks, broken with a big thrust. If you step back and look at the resistance in here, it stuck its head right above it and came right back to close right on there. So as you can see, the pattern that's developed here may call for some more upside to about 14.5, but there's a long zone of resistance up here, so we'll have to keep a close eye on it. But this breakout here could very well lead to a move into the mid to high teens. Posen. Well, you can see we've been following this, and it's been a nice up channel. Today it surged through that channel, got all the way up to 573, and backed off 50 cents to close up 42 cents or 8.75%, but it was up twice as much as that earlier. However, when you see a big volume like this, 5.7 million, we'll have to see whether we get an upside follow through or not. Even though the close was rather poor, nevertheless, it did cross this little zone of resistance here around 490. That was significant. So let's see what kind of follow through we get. I do have resistance about 610, 615, and then beyond that, I'm looking at something up closer to 7.5. Boy, the gun manufacturers were strong today. Ruger had an excellent earnings report. As you can see here, popped 563 or 13.3% on 1.25 million. That's huge volume for that stock. And at this point, I have to think that if we can get this stock to follow through, we may very well see it up near 50 before not too long. And beyond that, the top of the long-term channel. Let's look at it. See this long-term channel we've gone over since what, a couple of years now. That could get us into the mid-50s. The other manufacturer in that group, Smith & Wesson, which popped early this month, flagged for a couple of weeks, week and a half. Today popped out 78 cents or 11%, 6.2 million traded, very nice volume. And the key was that it not only closed up above, but crossed and closed above this key resistance level going back a long time. That's all the way back for the last 4 years. Now, if it does follow through here, we may very well get a test of this gap up here near 13.5 3/4. That would be my next intermediate target. My short-term target's around 10. Sync, SYNC, this is a new issue. And you can see how it, after the IPO, it dropped down, stabilized, and then started to turn up. A couple of days of consolidation, and then an explosive move, particularly yesterday when it gapped up. A nice follow through today. We're not clear about how much more it has to the upside, but at the very least, it may continue as momentum can take this towards 8.5. TNGO, that's Tango, the computer software and service company. Nice rising channel, and note that the wedge that had been holding it back here, or been developing, today popped $1.56 or 9%. 1.5 million traded, the biggest volume in over about a month. And anyway, you can see how this is now probably headed towards the test of the $20 range, very short term, and beyond that, maybe something in the low 20s. UTIW, significant move today. You can see this line of resistance up here that may be tested very short term. But note that the wedge that it formed was broken today. And the pop was $1.04, 6.5% on the best volume since December. So good stuff there. And technically, I'm looking for about 17 3/4, maybe tomorrow, short term. If it gets through that, we could see this up towards 20. Western Digital moving very nicely after the pop here and the coil there, the wedge there, moved up in stair-step fashion, reached these highs, key resistance, then broke out with a thrust of 261 or 6.6% on nearly 11 million shares. The next target at the top of the channel and near the lateral resistance would bring me somewhere up around 46.7. And lastly, on the long side is ZSL, which is actually a short. You can see the ultra short silver maybe forming some kind of rising channel. And today, just ever so slightly, popped up across key resistance. It's now above the 21 and 50-day moving averages. And if it takes us to the top of the channel here, which it very well might, I can see a short-term move to near 13. Secondary target up around 17. Now let's check out the short side. CRR, Carbon Ceramics, which I've been talking about for 3 days now. After touching the declining tops line, came down hard for the last 2-3 sessions. Today, it got all the way down under 95 and closed 97.60, still down $1.68. This may not be over. I'm expecting a test of 87, 88 zone. So let's see what happens there. Decker, outdoor, we've been short or calling for this short for a couple months now. Continues to work its way lower. There is some possible lower levels to be had here. The bottom of the channel looks like down around the 62.3 range. If that's broken, the accelerated channel, I'm in the mid-50s. Eaton Corp, a massive top formation, or let's say just say looks like a top formation has been complete. And this rollover in the last few days is taking out minor support, is about to test major support near 47.5. If that's broken, we can see the stock come down hard into the mid-40s and then low 40s. Gardner Denver got slam dunked yesterday, down another 65 cents today. You can see it's right on support. We may get a bounce. Watch for that, but if it should break, 59 is my target. HP, we spotted that today. I should say one of our subscribers, Charlie, spotted that today, and I like the way it looks, so we put out a short on it. That was a clean break. The stock dropped another $1.88 or 3.3%. As volume picked up to the downside, nearly 2 million traded. It looks like to me we're going to see around 49 on the short term. Up next is National Presto, which after getting crushed from 105 down to 75, this is the best it could do. Folks, this to me looks to me like there's a lot of negative pressure on it, and we could very well see it more downside towards 69.70. OPNT is on the verge of a breakdown from a big topping pattern. Here's a massive top in the last year or so. And if that cracks right here, we could see that slide quickly towards 24. RP Real Page also got crushed, spiked up back, or should I say snapped back up to resistance and rolled over very hard in the last several sessions, coming straight down to test support. We may get a bounce, but if it does take out 18.5, at this point I would look for a lot more downside into the mid-teens. And lastly, South Jersey Industries SJI, which also appears to have broken the top, formed a little bear flag, has been moving down steadily. Today it cracked support, and if it does take out the 50 range, we can see this cascade down towards 47 very quickly. That's it, both long and short for today. Have a good evening and a good day tomorrow, and we'll talk to you Monday night.